Happy Wednesday. Today is Ash Wednesday, and we are kicking off a brand new Bible reading plan through the book of Luke. And this morning, all I want to do is kind of set the stage for what this gospel is, what it's trying to accomplish, and then issue kind of a challenge for what I hope we can all do together as we read Luke's gospel. So right from the beginning, in the first 4 verses, Luke provides an introduction to what he's trying to accomplish when writing this gospel. And I think just as much as this was true for the first readers, it's true for us today. He says, "Inasmuch as many have undertaken to compile a narrative of the things that have been accomplished among us." So what is he saying? Many people, by the time that Luke starts writing this down, have already started to compile all of the eyewitness accounts and stories about what happened in the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. They would likely be doing this because we're reaching the end of the first century when this is being written. Many of the first witnesses, the first generation of Christians who lived alongside Jesus are starting to die off, and so there'd be this rush to capture the story. But then Luke goes on. He says, "Just as those who from the beginning were eyewitnesses and ministers of the word have delivered them to us, it seemed good to me also, having followed all things closely for some time past, to write an orderly account for you, most excellent Theophilus." Okay, this is where I really identify with Luke, because Luke isn't just writing things down from where he remembers it. He's an investigator. He has talked to everyone he can talk to. He has these other gospel accounts in front of him, likely at least Mark, possibly also Matthew. John was likely written later, but then many other accounts, snippets of the story. He's gathered them all. He's poured through them. Luke was possibly a doctor. He's very careful in his investigations, and in everything that he's investigated, he has seen some pattern that he wants to orderly put together. And this is important because Luke is telling us that what he's doing is not just providing information. What he's going to go on to say is that he actually has a goal in mind for why he is writing, and that's what I think we want to capture today. So who is this Theophilus that he's writing to? Theophilus was likely a wealthy patron who helped fund this gospel, and Luke says he's writing so that he may have certainty concerning the things that you have been taught. So he's saying, Theophilus, you've been taught some things about the life of Jesus. Maybe Theophilus has read Mark's gospel. We're not sure. But either way, Theophilus at least kind of knows a little bit about Jesus. He knows a little bit about the story. And Luke is now trying to convince him, give him an orderly account of everything from start to finish, so that Theophilus can have confidence in what he already knows, what he's been taught thus far. You can think that Theophilus was probably at least a baseline member of the Christian community. I mean, why else would you spend a lot of money to fund Luke in this gospel incentive? But we also know that it's likely not that Luke only meant this for Theophilus. Including his name here is a way of paying tribute to him. It probably is written on behalf of him. But Luke highly likely intended, it's almost certain, for this to be read by Christians throughout the region. He was not writing this just to Theophilus. He's writing this for everyone so that they can have confidence in what they believe about Jesus. And it's an orderly account. Again, it's not about just passing down information. As you read through the book of Luke, this gospel story, keep that in your mind. Luke is not writing just so you know Jesus went here, he did this, he performed this miracle on this time, and then he died. Luke wants to craft the story. You can expect to see design in these pages. You can expect to see him weaving threads through from start to finish, all with the expectation that when you reach the end of his gospel, You will have confidence in the things that you've been taught. And this is my challenge to you as you start this book with us. What are your doubts? What are the areas where you look at what we're asked to believe in Christianity and go, yeah, right, a guy rising from the dead, Jesus healing all these people, they just didn't understand, what epilepsy was, and he was able to help them. Where are the areas that you go, yeah, okay, not so sure about that? Bring them to this book. Bring them to this book, because that's what Luke wants you to do. He wants you to read with your doubts in mind. He's crafted this tale to give you just one look at the different facet of Jesus's life, so that when you reach the end of it, you can have greater confidence in the things that we have been taught. We've all been taught a lot of things about the life of Jesus. Where are you still lacking confidence? Where do you want to have greater belief in this story? That is what this Lenten journey is really all about. We say it in worship all the time. It's about bringing you one step closer to Jesus than you were when you walked through the doors. And that is my prayer for all of us as we read this gospel story together, that Luke has put together this orderly account so that all of us, by the time we reach the end of it, would be one step closer to Jesus than where we started. We are so excited for you to be taking this journey with us. Let us know if you have any questions, and we will be back with another video tomorrow.